Alrighty, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the odorous house ant and the invasive cotton bollworm. I'm Zach, maybe by the way. Um, the background of the odorous house ant. The scientific name is Tapinoma sisal, also known as the sugar ant or the stink ant or the coconut ant. Workers are about one eighth to 3/16 of an inch, black or brown. They move very fast. They're very agile. They are normally the ones that you will see outside in the cracks on the cement or in your house on the countertops in your pantries, stuff like that. Wall voids around heaters. They love to be around warm and kind of humid. It gives them for their saliva to eat and to also build the colony. They've been known to roam for almost 200 years in U.S. households. Probably been longer than that, but it's how long they've been discovered. Key factors in life cycles. Change it so y'all can see it. They make their homes in exposed soil. They nest in wall cracks under the floors inside homes. They do not pose a health threat to us as much. Structural damage to the house, a little bit. It takes a long time for them to be able to cause any type of major structural damage to a household. They will complete the development from egg to adult in 5 to 9 weeks. Eggs being 11 to 26 days, larvae being 13 to 29 days, and the pupa is about 10 to 28 days. Continue. They have multiple queens, workers and females of several years. The behavior species, they're hardworking, they do not pose a threat to us. Their food habits are mostly items in households, but they also do consume seeds, plant secretions, and protein-based plants or foods. Sorry. The house ant is nearly in every household. If you don't think you have them, you're probably wrong. You probably do. They're everywhere, especially down here in Louisiana. They impact structural support. Like I said, a little bit. They burrow into the walls and the cracks. They do tend to kind of chomp at your wall. Your studs and your walls. Every now and then they do that. Pros and cons, they are natural soil erators. You can see over here. They kill caterpillars, so they, kind of are in favor of some trees. They can bite, which is the cons. They can bite you. They may move into your house, and they encourage aphid growth. People can be allergic to these ants as well. The bites normally last. The irritation normally lasts around 1 to 2 minutes, just like a little mosquito kind of. Signs that you have odorous house ants: the bite lasts, like I said, a minute. Microscopic poison inserted into people. Spoiled stale foods. Small holes in the drywall. Visually most in pantries and countertops. Chemical. How to control it? Mechanical use could be bait pads or gel pads. Bait pads have food resources with poison in them. They will take from the bait, bring it back to the colony, spread it through the colony, and eventually it will. One thing leads to another, and they all have eaten the resources or the food, and it has poison in it, so they will die. You get bait pad barriers. Normally it's either a spray or gel that you put in the cracks or in front of your door, and they will not enter, or wherever you do have the infestation coming in. Chemical uses, Termex and Raid are the two that normally. I think everyone's heard of those. So we've seen the commercials for it. Termex is more for outside, for the colonies, where you do spray directly on it and around it, and it will supposedly create a bubble around them to where they cannot get out. Raid is more for indoor use. It's more for direct impact on the specific ant, whether it's on your countertop, in your pantry, you spray it directly on them. Normally it kills them instantly. Alright, so that was it for the house ant. Now I will talk about the invasive bullworm, which is Helicoverpa armigura. Not too sure. About the bullworm, some other names are earworm or old world bullworm. They call it the cotton bullworm mostly because they do have a huge impact on cotton. They also are an invasive species from Asia, coming from Asia and settling into kind of where we are in the cotton belt area. Normally about 20 to 30 millimeters long. The larva is that big, and then the wingspan, when they do turn into the moth phase of the life cycle, their wingspan is 30 to 40 millimeters. They arrived in the 1920s. Key factors: the bullworm thrives best in the dry heat. A little moisture as possible. Turn it more so you can see this. Feeds on seeds of the cotton crop. Invasive, like I said. Females can lay up to 700 eggs in the life cycle. If conditions are good, the eggs can hatch within 3 days, and they can complete their life cycle in about a month. I don't know if y'all can see it, but from down here, adult moth lays eggs within 10 days of coming out of the pupa. Lays eggs on the cotton ball seed, turn into the larval stage, and then comes back to the cocoon stage, and it just continuously cycles like that. Impacts that the cotton bullworm has: they are invasive, mostly from China. Causes hundreds and thousands of dollars a year in yield. They do eat millions of seeds. One worm can eat normally 150 cotton seeds. That does include nutrition from the leaves as well. As you can see down here, you see the larval stage inside of the cotton right there. Pros and cons: there really is no, as you can see right here, there really is no pros for these. They are very invasive for what they are. They are prey of spiders. They promote pests to join them in the cotton fields. They are very hardy and tough. They're very prone to not being, what would you call it? They're very hardy in the way that they are. I'm not too sure. They eat millions of cotton and contaminate the fields with themselves and their eggs. Signs that you have infestation: cotton seeds will become brown with 2 holes in them, one for entry and one for the exit of the bullworm after it gets done eating inside the fibers. If the seeds do survive, though, they will end up like this, like that other picture I showed you, and they will open up and they will have contaminated the cotton. Over here you can see the first hole right here and the second hole right here. How to control it? There is really, there's not a lot. Like I said, they are very strong towards pesticides, and so they're not affected by it very much. But there is this new stuff that hit the market a couple years ago, and it is called Bullacure. And what it is it's a mixture of pesticides in this bottle right here. You mix it and dilute it down to 3-to-1, and then workers will go out into the fields every 2 weeks and spray handheld sprayers onto the cotton in the fields about every 2 weeks because the life cycle of them is so rapid for reproduction. In this picture right here, you can see on this side, this is a bullworm caterpillar, I guess you'd say, 2 weeks before they sprayed. And then this tiny one right here is 2 weeks after they sprayed. And that is a entire month-and-a-half cycle. So that shows you the effects that it can have. So this stuff is pretty good for controlling the infestation. And then these are my references. Thank y'all very much.